Hey guys, it's Lucas and Sam here, and this is going to be an update video about First Light. I'll be just paying attention mostly as well because I've been out of the development cycle for a while. So Sam's going to fill us in on the details.
Right, hello everyone. First up, you may see an obvious difference, and that is the introduction of our fourth and final, for now, playable race. And this is a wolf-like humanoid called a Lupine. So if you guys have been keeping up with the Twitter updates, we've announced the golem recently, and then we had the ant and the human quite a while back. So for the time being, those are the four playable races. We may add more in the future, but that's not a critical thing to get to at the moment. Now regarding players as well, we've added some different animations. Still at this point, just nasty placeholders basically.
Yeah.
But before we only had like a walk animation like this. So now we can run, which is pretty much just an amplified version of the walk animation. And there's also a nasty little jump thing, which looks terrible, but it gets the point across. Now you might be picking up on something that you're hearing now. We've got crickets in the background because it's getting quite late. So that's something I've been working on in the last week or so, is adding a whole heap of new sound effects. We've had the audio system set up for months, and all we had was this annoying chicken noise that played every time we started the game.
Yeah, that was my fault. I left that in there and it kind of just stayed. Oh well.
So I decided to actually put it to use. So yeah, this is the first of the things I've added. Some nighttime ambience, so the crickets kick in at dusk.
You would also notice footsteps.
Yes, good point. Quite soft, because I figured they'd be pretty annoying otherwise. So if we fast forward to nighttime proper, that was an owl. Another one of the little effects we've got going on.
Crickets are stronger as it gets darker.
Yeah, and they fade off at around midnight. So you get that dead quiet early morning, just to make it a bit creepy, I guess. Now, it's probably not something I can demonstrate easily, but some sounds like the owls you won't hear when you're inside, like in the castle. But I won't bother going in there because how am I going to tell you that you just heard something that you didn't hear, if that makes sense? That makes no sense at all, but you get the idea. Okay, so let's move on to tomorrow. And we have some rain. Now, the rain's been around for ages, of course, but I've been working on the weather system. So you can see, as I go forwards, it gets foggier, the rain gets heavier, there's a rain sound, of course, and thunder and lightning, which is cool.
Cloud cover darker and denser.
Yeah. Really
Fog
sort
comes
of
in nice and close.
feels rainy. So if we just let me fly up just to show you. I'll go back again and forward again.
There's also wind sounds at higher altitudes.
Ah, yeah. Let me see if we can.
Oh, right here over the rain.
can sort of hear it.
There you go.
And all of these sound effects are placeholders, once again, but I think they get the message across for now.
Mostly just Sam imitating various sounds.
Yeah, just me going and that sort of thing. Oh, there we are. Now another sound that you get when it's raining is frogs. Once again, it's me making a very crude frog sound. You'll also notice that the rain effect sort of gets a bit duller when you're undercover. That's the same thing happens with the wind. That's just based on the same code that basically tells it where it's raining and where it's not. It's just sort of a cheap, easy way of roughly calculating how loud those effects should be. Once again, it gets the message across without being entirely realistic. Look, a firefly. Lucas was just talking earlier about how the fireflies disappear before you get to actually see them, but there's one. I'm not sure if we've mentioned them before.
They've got the same AI as the chickens, so they just walk around and bump into things, basically.
Yeah, and it's just a little square, really.
A single pixel.
One voxel. Oh,
I'm not meant to be able to go in there.
yeah, it's getting a bit excited. Anyway, that's about it, except for the title screen, which
We'll just, yeah,
we'll cut to.
we'll cut to now.
And you would have seen that on Twitter already, but it's worth mentioning in this update. We just put a bit more work into the whole menu system and also into camera movement. So I made a basic sort of camera animation system so that we can fly around, and I think that's going to be really cool for short little cutscenes later on in the game. Say if you want to draw the player's attention to a certain item or object or place, then you can sort of zoom in and pan around it, so that should be pretty cool. So anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this update.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please, I know we don't make the most thrilling videos, but you know, keep up with our updates on Twitter. That's where all the action happens. Retweet, like, support us however you can. If you really like what we're doing, check out our Patreon page, where you can support us with, you know, the cost of a cup of coffee a month, and all that really adds up for us. So we appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
And we hope you keep on enjoying what we're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers, bye.